I'm going to focus on a few things that hit me it hard. Okay, so one of them was I went into this whole situation with a gung-ho, positive attitude, ready to change my life, super excited. I finally was doing something real about my weight problem. When I got there, and I had thought that I had accepted everything. I accepted the fact that life was going to be different. I accepted the fact that I was changing my body permanently forever. I had accepted all of that. I had come to terms with all of that. But laying in the hospital bed, in pain, you let go of all that acceptance. It was the weirdest thing. And for the first 2 days, especially at night, once I wasn't distracted by my friend and walking around and stuff like that, it was only for the first 2 days. After that, I was fine. But I really, I'd find myself like in tears thinking like, what did I do? I changed my life forever. What did I do? Why did I do this to myself? I can't even go back, and now I'm afraid that I've ruined myself forever. And the hard part about it for me is that I don't have any health issues right now. This was, after consulting with my doctor, we decided, well, one, I'm having trouble having a baby, so but that's not a health issue, right? But she thinks my weight has something to do with it, and that was the thing that sparked this. It is not the reason that I did it, though. But, we had a discussion, and she said, you might feel good now, but you're not going to stay feeling good forever if you don't get the weight off. Not that everybody ends up with health problems in the end, and, how it goes. But, staying healthier longer means not being obese. And that was the reason that we did it. So, but that, when you're in pain, you're uncomfortable, and you're like, oh my God, I've ruined my life. It doesn't matter that you're doing this for preventative measures. You don't care. And so I found myself in that state of mind. I got a little bit depressed for a couple days. And depression for me is so not even, I didn't even think it was possible. I'm not that kind of a person. It's really something like tragic would have to happen for me to get like depressed. I don't think I've ever truly been depressed in my life. Upset, sad, yes. But these 2 days, I think I got pretty close. I was just like, I ruined my life and I can't ever fix it. But I think that was just because I was in pain and I was uncomfortable and I couldn't eat anything. And, I don't know. For 2 days, I just wasn't good. So, after I started feeling better, though, it was fine. And even right now, sitting here, I'm not regretting it. I feel fine. So what? I have to change a few things about the way I eat. I would have had to change that anyway. My life, if I would have continued on the same path, I would have destroyed my life. So it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm changing very few small things now so that I don't end up having to change huge things later. You know what I mean? So it really isn't that big of a deal. But, nobody talks about that, like how you feel and how you think after the surgery. And that's important because that took me by surprise and I was devastated. And I think that if I had that mindset in the beginning, like you might feel like this, maybe I would have taken it a lot easier or a lot better, handled it a lot better. Okay, so the second thing, the gas in your abdomen. Nobody talks, I know that they blow it up, and I knew that, but nobody really talked about how uncomfortable it is. It's so uncomfortable. Oh my God. I don't know if guys get really bloated, but I know women do a lot. It's like that times like 10. It's so uncomfortable and it's painful, and you can like feel it rumbling around, and when you move it hurts. OMG. It's such a pain. It's not that bad. Like, even for the first couple days, like, there's a lot, so it hurts. But they gave me the pain medicine and that was fine. So I was fine. After the next couple days, they gave me like pain medicine syrup. It wasn't very strong, but I mean, it was still uncomfortable, but it's not painful. And now I'm not even taking anything at all, not even Tylenol. And yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but excuse me, see what I mean? But it's not painful. And every once in a while it will get painful. I find like when I wake up in the morning, this morning when I woke up, it was a little bit painful. But if I hold my stomach close in with my arms, I wrap my arms around my stomach and gently pull my stomach in just a little bit, it makes it feel a lot better. I don't know why, but it helps a lot. So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, so be prepared. Be prepared for a lot of gas and just, yeah, not fun. And also be prepared, like, the third thing that struck me when I was in the hospital, they kept bringing me, like, my protein shakes and soup, and they wanted me to drink 2 liters of water throughout the whole day. And I think throughout the day they would bring me, so this is the third thing, by the way. Throughout the day they would bring me a thing of soup. I mean, it wasn't even a lot. It's probably like 1/4 of a cup of soup and like 1/4 of a cup of a protein shake. And they would bring that in the morning usually. And then like they'd bring me 1/4 of a cup of like mashed up vegetables and 1/4 of a cup of Jello in the evening for dinner. And like I'd have to drink 2 liters of water throughout the whole day. So I mean, when they say sip, 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 they really mean it. In fact, I should be sipping right now my Crystal Light, because there's no effing way you're going to get 2 liters of water into your body if you don't sip on it all day long. And trust me, you're not going to want to, because you're filled with gas. The stomach pouch is tiny. You just don't feel like you can do it. And the first 2 days, I didn't finish everything. And I remember looking over at the food and looking at my friend Angie and saying, I feel like I have to climb an effing mountain. Why are they bringing me so much food? And it's such a weird thing, because before I would have looked at that and been like, that's it? Why am I not getting any more food? But oh my God, you don't even want it. You're just like, I don't feel, I feel like bloated already, and I'm having to drink all this water, and I just can't, do this. You can do it. You just have to be drinking water and eating every second, which is like the weirdest thing, it kind of, and I know that that's not going to be continuous forever, but while you're in the hospital, that's kind of what happens. And that just struck me weird. It wasn't like a depressing thing or anything like that. I just found it kind of odd. But yeah, now that I'm home, and oh my God, you get so sick because they give you you have a choice of 3 things there. You either got the mashed vegetables, you got the really terrible Jello that wasn't even sweet because you can't have sugar, and I didn't know if I could have Splenda while I was in the hospital, because they gave me everything without any sweeteners. No Splenda, no Equal, no sugar, nothing in it. I know you can't have sugar because you'll dump, but I was like, really? Turns out, after talking to the doctor, I totally can have sweeteners. They're just German and they don't do that, I guess. I don't know. So, but you get so sick of that. I got lime Jello with no sugar, so it was super sour. Beef broth and these weird mashed vegetables. I think it was carrots with some herbs. I don't even know. You just get so sick of it. By the time I got out, I was like, I don't even care if it's pureed or if it's soup. I just don't want that. So on the way home, we stopped and got me this tomato soup, and I just sipped it on the way home, all the way home. It was a 2-hour drive. So, but yeah, you'll see the amount of food that you even want. It's, at least right now, I don't even want, I look at a bunch of food and I'm like, ugh, I could definitely not eat that. But yeah, those were the 3 things that really, I think, took me by surprise in the hospital. Yeah. So, okay, that's that.